So now let's work on our search model. So let's close all this file, and first of all we need to actually create a context. So because we will actually open this search model from many places from inside of our project, so for that reason we can actually create a context so that we can handle the open model and the close model. So let's actually create the context. So for that, in our source, let's create a new folder with the name of context, and inside that we can create a new file with the name of search model context.js. So here first of all we can import React from React, and after that let's create the search context. So constant search model context from create context, which will be from our React. It is already imported, as you can see. And also we need to create our custom search context provider. So constant search model context provider. So here inside that we will have the children. So here we'll have a state, so constant, and the name of the state will be the is search model open, and also set search model open from the user state. Awesome. And also import the user state. So now what we can do, we can actually modify those based on our need. So now after that we need to prepare our initial value. So constant initial value. So here we will use use memo, so that it will only render whenever the dependency will change. So use memo, inside that function, so we will actually return an object. So return an object, so return like that, return. So this object will have our is search value, is search model open, so this one, and also we will have open search model and close search model function. So open search model, and this function we will just change the state. So set is search model open, and set it to true. And also set is search model. I think we did a mistake here. So in our state it should be set is search model, like this one. So now we need to create another function, which is the close search model, and this function will do the opposite. Here we will say that search model set is search model open to false. So now here in our initial value we are having an object where we have the value of our is search model, and also we have two functions, which is actually open search model and close search model. Great. And also for our initial value we need to add the dependency here. So the dependency will be the is search model open. So whenever we will actually change this, it will re-render it. So fine. After that let's go to our return, and here we need to return our search context provider. So search context dot provider, and inside that we need to pass our children, and also beside this one, beside the provider, we need to pass our value. So value will be the initial value. So initial value, perfect. Now we have our search context provider ready to use, and also use also import this use memo from our React. So let's export this. So we need to export. We need to export search context, search model context, and also search model context provider. Fine. And now we can actually use this. So to use that, you need to go to our root of our project, which is the layout in this case, from where we can actually provide the context. So here you can say search model context, not the context, we need to use the provider actually, and copy this and paste it as well here, and import this one. Here you can see that we are actually providing our search model context provider, which is our custom provider, and here we do not need this context, so delete this, only provider will be needed here. Now in our component tree, inside this component tree, we can access our value of this state. So let's actually use this in our model. So now let's create a new file in our new folder in our components, and let's make it search, and after that, inside that we can create a new file with the name of search modal.js. So this search modal.js will be for our model. So let's create this. So here RFCE to create a functional component, and inside this search model, let's make it search instead of search model, the function name I mean. And now we need to add our style here. So search model styles and import search model styles from, we need to go to our styles and search model styles, as you can see. Awesome. So now we can actually add our content inside this. So here we will have a div with a class of model container, and inside that we'll have our action button, and import this action button, and here we will have md close from React icons. And also let's add this class name for our action button, which will be close. Fine for now, and after that we need to actually get the state of our context. So let's go to here and get the state. So is search model open, and we need to get the context first. So use context, and from the use context we need to actually, so inside the use context we need to pass the context, so which is our search model context, and from that we will get the is search model open. And now what I need to do is I need to say if the value of this one, means the state value, if it is false, then we will not return any of this. So we will return null. Otherwise, if it is true, then we will return our nav. Sorry, we'll return our search model. Otherwise, we will return null, and this should be search. Okay, fine. So now at least we should see the close button whenever we will change the value of this search model open to true. So to change this, let's also go to our header, because the icon, this search icon, is in header. So header, and in our header we have the search icon, I believe. And here we can say on click, whenever we will click this, on click, and we can actually create a function. So handle search model open, and we can actually duplicate this and paste this for our on key down, and let's create this function which we created here. So we can create here. So handle search model open. So this function, so in this function we will change the value of our model context state. So for that we already have a function, I know, so which we can use. So let's get the function from the context. So constant, the function name is the open search model, and from it will be from the use state, use context, and inside that we need to pass our context, which is the search model context, and import this open search model. I think it is fine. Now whenever we will click the search icon, we will actually open our, or we will run this function, which ultimately will open the model. Fine. And here we need to say that role will be the button, and also tab index will be the 0. Yeah. Now if I click this, nothing is happening. Okay, I think we cannot see it because this search model means this function, this component, it is not in our component tree yet. So we need to add this in our layout. So let's go to our layout. So in layout we need to just add this. So we can add it anywhere here. So we can say search, which will be from our search model. Now I think we can see. Okay, at least we can see an error here. As you can see, whenever we are clicking this, an error, which is a good sign now. So here we are actually facing this error because this search model style, it is exported inside this curly brackets, because it was exported as a name export. So that's why we need to actually import it as a inside this curly brackets. So now it is fine. Now if I open this, as you can see that my state is changed by this function. Whenever we call this function, it will change my state, and means it will make it true. And when it will make the context state true, we can see our nav menu. Okay, fine. So inside this nav menu, now we can actually add some stuff. So we need to add our search bar here. So let's create a new functional component here inside the search with the name of search bar or search field .js, and RFCE to create a functional component. And inside this search field we will have our field for the search. So here inside the search field, let's do the search field styles. So here let's say that search field styles, and this will be from we need to go to our search folder and search field styles. So this will be from here, and now we have the style, and let's have the import here, and it will be text, and also we'll have a placeholder where we'll say that search, and also we'll say that value will be the value. So this value we will get from the prop, so value, and also we'll get the set value, value, and on focus. So this is an event, so we will use those here in our input. So on change, we will actually change the value. So what we will do is we will say, so here we'll say that set value will be the e.target.value. So fine, and after that on focus we will run the on focus function that will be from our parent. So on focus, so if we have the on focus, then we will run it. So that's it, and now we can use it in our model. So after the close button, we can add our search model. So search model and sorry, this is the search field, and that's it. And here we can pass the value, and the value will be the, so we need to create a state for that constant, which will be the search query, and the set search query equals to use state, and default it will be empty. Now we can use this in our value. So for the value we can use search query, and for the set value we can use set search query. And also on focus, we will create a function. Let's say that on focus, so let's name the handle on focus, and let's create the on focus, sorry, handle on focus, it will be handle on focus. And here we just can console.log focused for now, and import this finally. So now if I open this, I can see my search field, and that's fine. And also let's say that whenever I'll click this close button, it will close the model. So for that we need to use our context function. So if I go to the context, I have this function which we need to use in this case. So let's go to our model. So in our model, here we have this action button. Inside this action button we have the close button, and here we need to just say on click, we need to say close search model, and we need to call it this function close search model. It will be from our context, and for that we need to get this from our context. So we can get this here, so we can say close search model. So whenever we are actually getting our state, we can also get this function as well from our context. So now if I save and if I click this, it should close our model. Awesome. And final thing, whenever we will be in the mobile device, this icon is our mobile icon, so we need to add the event in this icon as well. So if I go to our header, so inside our mobile menu, inside our mobile icon, we have our search icon as well here. So we need to add those things here. So we can copy these lines, these events, and paste it here. Where? Yeah, here it is. And it should be fine. Awesome. So now we are done with our search model for now. I'll see you in the next video.